In today's episode, we'll discuss the state of my current deadlift cycle and the resultant scheduled deadlift deload, and even more fun, a deadlift 1 rep max attempt. So stick around. Hey gang, welcome back to Mark 60 Plus Fitness Journey. Okay, today we are indeed going to talk about deadlifting. And specifically, I want to talk about my current deadlift project and the associated deadlift program I have to help me with that project, and a scheduled, planned deadlift deload. And probably the most fun of today, we're going to sneak us in a deadlift 1 rep max attempt. So while I'm warming up here, let's talk about some specifics. We'll start with my deadlift project, which essentially is a strength goal I've set for myself to meet by the end of this year, 2024. And that is a legit 450-pound deadlift. Now, to help me meet that goal, I have a fairly simple deadlift program that I've designed. I guess designed is kind of overstating it, but it's a progressive overload approach using 3 sets of 5 reps to help me sneak up on my 450-pound deadlift. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of that here in a second, give you a visual overview of that, talk about the program itself. Then I'm going to talk about my deload for deadlift cycle 2, how I'm going to calculate the deload restart weight, and my general overall approach for that deload. Then I'm going to finish it all up with the actual deadlift 1 rep max. So stick around for that. Alrighty, here it is, my current deadlift program. We're going to call this deadlift cycle 1, and keep in mind this is designed to help me reach my goal, my strength goal of a 450-pound deadlift by the end of this year, 2024. And this just happens to be 20 sessions long as cycle 1. There's no magic in that number 20. It just coincidentally happens to be 20 sessions long. Now, I started this on October 2nd of 2023 at a body weight of 177 pounds and a fairly conservative, I think, 315-pound working weight. 315-pound working weight. Again, I'm using a progressive overload approach of 3 sets by 5 reps. And I was moving, as this was a fairly conservative 315, moving fairly easily through these sessions till about mid-December, each week moving up 5 pounds. And this is where things started to slow down a bit, started to get a bit sticky, a bit heavy, as they will. When you use this progressive overload approach, you will eventually see and experience a plateau, and that's what we're doing here. Things were just not as smooth as I liked from this point, like mid-December till today. I was making some progress, and here's a January 6th, at 370, a good 3x5 set, a miss here at 375, a temporary deload at 345 at 3 sets by 7 reps, a good session here at 375. That was a heavy one, though. I remember that was very heavy. And then last week, a miss at 380-pound working weight, 5, 4, and 3 reps respectively. So it's time to stop, reassess, reload, deload, and start anew. And I'll show you that and talk about that a little bit more in a second. But before we do a deload session, we're going to do a 1 rep max day. We're going to have a deadlift 1 rep max attempt today, and we'll show you that in a bit too. So stick around. All right, let's talk about deload and how to calculate a deload weight, in specific my deadlift deload weight. Now, what I do is I take the last working weight that I was using, and in this case, that was 380 pounds. I'm going to take that number and multiply that times 90%. So 380 times 0.9 equals 342 pounds in this case. I'm going to round that down to 340. So my next session my deadlift working weight will be 340 pounds. And again, I'm going to just start my cycle anew. It'll be cycle number 2 in this case, we'll call it, using my progressive overload approach of 3 sets by 5 reps. And we'll keep going until I reach another plateau. Now, as you saw, my deadlift cycle 1, my initial working weight was 315 pounds, and I plateaued at 380. Now, cycle 2, my initial working weight's 340 pounds, and I'm hoping that's going to translate into a plateau of 400 pounds or better. That's what I'm looking for. Well, let me clarify that a bit. I want to plateau at a 400-pound working weight, is what I was saying there, what I was getting at. But enough of that. So now we're on to the fun part of the day. We're going to do our deadlift 1 rep max. Now in my mind, I had a number in mind. So I'm setting that up now, and that number is 425 pounds. My last official documented 1 rep max is 405, and this is a 20-pound jump, and here we go. Now, I felt very confident about this in my mind after the warm-ups I did. I'm feeling pretty good, but I got a good case of the quakes there. I really did. I don't know if my hips were out of position or whether I had done too much warm-up, not enough warm-up. I don't know. But it counted. That's my new PR, 425 pounds. All right, I hope that wasn't too rambling, but that was an overview of my deadlift program, cycle 1, the first 20 sessions that I did up to the point that I need to reassess, reload, and deload, and a discussion of how I'm calculating my deload and the number I'm going to use to restart cycle 2 of my deadlift session. That's going to help me reach my 450-pound deadlift goal by the end of this year. And I finished up today's session just to make sure I got a little bit more work in with a set of 5 reps at, what am I using here? 365 pounds. It was 365 by 5 reps. That felt good. And like I said, I'm happy with that 425. That's my new over 60 PR. And that does represent a nice little step towards my goal of 450 pounds by the end of the year. Probably going to reach it by end of summer. What do you think? I don't know. Feeling pretty good about it, though. Okay, gang, there we are. That's the current state of my deadlift project. The numbers, the end of cycle 1, my deload information, my deload calculations, the number I'm going to start cycle 2 with, and a deadlift 1 rep max today that I'm fairly happy with, 425 pounds. Good day. And please, if you have any questions about this, about my program, about the deload, how I calculate it, so forth and so on, just drop them in the comments and I will do my very best to answer that. If you have any critiques, any positive or negative critiques, let me know. Again, just leave them in the comments. That's how we learn. I don't know everything. You folks out there are pretty wise. So if you see anything that would help me or anyone else, please pass them on. All right, that's all I've got. I want to say thank you so very much for taking the time to stop in today. I can never tell you how much I appreciate that. Thank you. And as always, hit that like button. Share this with your friends. Hit the notification bell. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you here. We want this channel to grow. I want it to be a transparent, informative, safe place for everybody to learn and grow and get stronger and healthier. All right, that's all I got. And I guess with that, I'll say, till next time, go get 'em. Mark out.